First off, all praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the elders of James Spirit Stone. Salutations to the brothers in the highways and the byways doing the work of the Lord in sincerity and in truth. Elect men, elect women, brothers and sisters, handful of sisters, shalom. Now, I'm an Israelite out of the GMS Jamaica X camp, right? And in today's lesson, we're going to analyze the wickedness of the calendar. Today's calendar, known as the Gregorian calendar, adapted from the Julian calendar. So the first question is, are you going to follow the calendar of the Most High, the configurational arrangement, the constellation, better speak, or are you going to follow the calendar man-made, right? No further ado, we're going to just go into this book. On the cover page, it says Signs of the Times from Candle to Quartz Clock, the story of timekeeping by Anita Ganari. No, not because information written in a book we're going to say it's true. No, once you have knowledge and understanding with the scriptures, you know when something is going off or when something is going parallel. Now the first page you're going to turn to, page 10. Up here it says days, months, and years. Down here it said when does day begin? Different people have different ideas about when they began. The ancient Egyptian, they began at dawn. For the Babylonians, Jews, and Muslims, they began at dusk. The key word here is Jews, which goes back to the children of Israel, right? The Jews, they began at dusk. The time of the immediately following sunset, which marks a new day, right? Over here, page 11, it says, naming the months. The names of the months have come down to us from Roman times, because it was Julius Caesar who invented the calendar on which our is based. He gave important months 31 days and less important ones 30 days. Important months were named after Roman gods, such as January after Janus, god of beginnings, and March after Mars, god of war. July was named after Caesar himself. Page 13, it says in English, the days of the week are named after the sun, the moon, and various gods and goddesses. Monday named after the moon, Tuesday named after Q, Anglo-Saxon god of war, Wednesday named after wooden chief, Anglo-Saxon god, Thursday named after Thor, Norse god of sky and thunder, Friday named after Freya, Norse goddess of love, Saturday named after Roman god Saturn. Alright, over here it says the Julian calendar. The Julian calendar was invented by Roman ruler Julius Caesar. Originally, the Roman calendar had a 120-day year divided into 4 months, but by the time Julius Caesar came to power, the Roman calendar had fallen so far out of step that it no longer matched the seasons. To bring it in line, Caesar ordered that the year 46 BC should last for 445 days. February gained an extra 23 days and 67 days were added between November and December. Not surprisingly, this year became known as the year of confusion. Gaining time. The Julian calendar calculated the length of the year as 365.2525 days to avoid having a quarter of a day left over at the end of each year. Most years had 365 days with an extra day inserted every 4 years at the end of February. Unfortunately, the Julian year was still 11 minutes and 14 seconds too long. This doesn't sound very much, but it meant that the calendar gained a day every 128 years. Over the centuries, this gain began to become quite noticeable. The solution came in the form of the Gregorian calendar. Right here it says breakthrough, page 19. The Gregorian calendar was named after Pope Gregory, who introduced it in 1582. Pope Gregory decreed that 10 days should be lost to put right the gains of the Julian calendar. So in most Catholic countries, the day after 4 October 1582 became 15th October 1582. adopt the Gregorian calendar until 1752, and in Greece and Russia it was not officially recognized until the early 1900s. The modern Gregorian calendar measures so-called time extremely accurately, losing just one day every 44,000 years. Now, if you have noticed, the calendar is based upon Roman gods. It even goes back to the Greeks, right? Now, here with me is a whiteboard. Now, says today's calendar is based upon idolatry, right? Now, right here you have Julius, right here you have the sun, right here you have Saturn, right? This is just a drawing, my drawing, right? Um, over here you have Julius, the sun, Saturn. Now, if we should carry this J, this U, this L, and add Y, we're going to get July. And in the book it says July is named after Caesar himself, right? So from Julius, we now have July, right? Sun. We carry this down here, this down here, this down here, and all we have to do is add DAY. Sunday. So for the people going to these churches, the Sunday worshippers, they are basically worshiping the sun. So is this an abominable thing? Yes, it is an abomination to the Most High, right? Now, Saturn for the Seventh-day Adventist followers, right? If we should carry the S, carry the A, T, the U, the R, all we have to do now is add D, A, Y. We have Saturday from the same word, Saturn. And in the book it says Saturday named after the god of Saturn, right? So it is a Roman god, god of Saturn. So the Seventh-day Adventist followers, they are committing idolatry also. Is it an abominable thing? Yes, it is an abomination to the Most High, right? Now, how are we going to know the true way of keeping the Sabbath? Well, simply by following the Bible. So, using the Gregorian calendar is totally wrong to worship the Most High. If you're using it on a standpoint to worship the Most High, it is totally wrong. Friday sundown to Saturday sundown is not the Sabbath. You're choosing the God of Saturn and showing reverence to the God of Saturn. Now, let's find out the true calendrical calculation by using the scriptures, right? So, this is man-made. This is the Bible, right? So, if you're a true Christian, you're supposed to follow the Bible. Now, this is Genesis 1 and verse 14. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for season and for days and for years, right? Alright, this is 1 Samuel 20 and 23. And as touching the matter, this is a scenario to show what marks the first day, right? Samuel 20 and 23. And as touching the matter which thou and I have spoken of, behold, the Lord be between thee and me forever. So David hid himself in the field, and when the new moon was come, verse 24, and when the new moon was come, the king sat him down to eat meat. Right? Now, that is one of the key points. At 24, the new moon was come. Down here at 27, it says, and it came to pass on the morrow, which was the second day of the month. Remember 24, it says, so David hid himself in the field, and when the new moon was come, right? 27, it says, and it came to pass on the morrow, which was the second day of the month. So the first day is the new moon, right? The new moon marks the first day of the month, right? Now, it's also the Sabbath. Now we're going to go to Isaiah. Alright, this is Isaiah 66 and 23. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord. So from one new moon to the other, from one Sabbath to the other, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord. So the new moon marks the Sabbath, right? And the new moon marks the first day. So when the new moon comes, we would count first day, then next day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day. Sixth day, start resting from all your works, right? To the next day, sundown, which is the seventh day, and you rest and you continue that until a new moon come again. You count and you count and you count until a new moon come again. You count the 6 days, 7 rest, right? And that's the true way of keeping the Sabbath, right? Not from the Gregorian calendar, which was adapted from the Julian calendar, but by following the Bible itself, right? So using the Gregorian calendar to choose a specific day, such as Friday sundown to Saturday sundown as a Sabbath, you're showing reverence to the god of Saturn, right? Now that was it. I want to say all praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, double honor to the elders of James Griffin Stone. Peace be to the brothers in the highways and the byways doing the work of the Lord in sincerity and in truth. To the elect men, the elect women, the handful of sisters, Shalom. Keep pressing this truth, brothers. Shalom.